Good evening, everyone. Welcome to HR Leaders Worldwide Insights. With me is a seasoned HR leader and a fellow people management, Mr. Ryan Barrion.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With me is the Managing Director and Chief HR and Organization Development Consultant of GLB Management Consultancy, as well as the reigning Mrs.Tourism Universe 2019, Miss Giselle Legaspi-Barrion.
All right, thank you, partner. For this evening, we're going to talk about the different ways on how we can motivate people with no cost.
Wow.
All right, so partner, I'm going to walk them through
Mhm.
with the help of our guide with our PowerPoint. So, okay, we know that motivating employees is one of the functions of management. And with regard to motivation, what do we exactly mean by that? It's an internal engine that drives us to do what we do. It is fueled by perception and imagination. And one of a leader's most important responsibilities is motivating people to do things in the interest not of his own, but of the organization. And
Definitely.
it's always a matter, partner, of answering WIIFM or what's in it. Not for me as a leader, but for them,
Mhm.
right?
What's in it for me as an organization?
And what's in it for the organization. All
Yes.
right. So those are the things that a leader must have in mind whenever they manage their people. Now, partner, we're going to talk about the 10 great no-cost ways in order
Wow,
to
this is quite
motivate
interesting
people.
considering
Yes.
that most people think that it takes too much or it's very costly to motivate people.
Exactly. And by the way, partner, there are many ways to motivate people. We all know the Maslow's hierarchy, right? And
Yes.
we know the lowest as well as the highest level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And you can actually Google that, you can research that. And we also have what you call the extrinsic and the intrinsic rewards in motivating people. And these
Mhm.
are the different elements that we look into, especially for human resources practitioners. When you talk about extrinsic rewards, these would refer to, of course, the pay, the benefits, everything that is
The
tangible,
increases, the
increase,
promotions.
etc. And when you talk about the intrinsic rewards, these are the things that you make a person feel, like feeling of being belong
Mhm.
or recognized, felt important. These are the things that is beyond money, more
Yes.
valuable than monetary thing. All right. Okay. So, all right. The first one is interesting work. We want to work in an organization wherein our talent, our skills, and our competencies would not only get rewarded but recognized too. And we also want to be part of an organization wherein we feel that we are connected to the greater purpose. We feel that our purpose is very much aligned to them, to the organization. And as a leader, your role there is important because in the eyes of your staff, you represent the company. So
Definitely.
it is your job as a leader to help your staff realize the value of what he or she does to the organization's purpose or thrust. And in that way, your staff would feel that what they do is something not only of interest, but also something of value.
Correct. And the second is, of course, visibility. As a leader, we should provide visibility to our followers or to our team members. What do I mean by this? It's always something that people look up to. When they see their leader rolling up their sleeves, also doing the task with them, it motivates people because they see firsthand what their leaders are doing. And it always feels great that through thick and thin, the leader is always with their coworkers.
Right, right. And it's very important that, we have what you call the MWBA, and that's management, MBWA, management by walking around. Sometimes you don't really need further degrees like MBA to become effective leader. It would help, it's definitely helpful for you to gain knowledge, but to become a leader, it takes more than a degree. You need to be present, you need to be there for your staff, for your team. All right. Visibility means that if you are a leader and you're visible to your
Mhm.
team, then they also feel the presence of that the organization really loves them.
Okay, Next is time off. As a leader, we should devise ways and means to also give people time off their work, show them, lead them on their interests, or encourage them to develop habits or things that they can do outside of work, because these opportunities are moments where they can relax, they can enjoy, which will lead them to be more productive at work. Definitely, there should be balance in work, and there's really balance in life. That's why encourage your people to take time off, encourage them to go to different places where they have not been, share them good books to read and other forms of entertainment that will keep them balanced.
Yes, and partner, time off can also have that, you're teaching people to have that balance, that life is beautiful, that life doesn't have to be always serious all the time, that you can actually crack joke and be humorous. You don't have to be stiff and, always formal. You can
Mhm.
be yourself. Okay, but being yourself doesn't mean to say that you have to be too lax. That's what we meant also by time off. You can be present at work, but
Mhm.
in a relaxed kind of state. All right. Next is information. Through information nowadays, you can get it anywhere, especially that most of our time is devoted online. You can get
Mhm.
information through going to certain sites, like for example, if you read scholarly journals, you can get it already in the internet. If you want dissertation, you want certain publications which are very scholarly, which are well researched, you can all get those already online. But the important thing when you get information is to find the right references, to find the right materials. And why is this a way to motivate people? Because when you um, try to empower people through information, through education, then they feel better about themselves. They feel
Mhm.
that they
They're in
are
the loop.
growing, not probably exactly in terms of position or
Mhm.
in terms of salary, but they're growing, they're developing in terms of their ability, their skills and talent, which are very more important.
Correct. The next is feedback on performance. As they say, feedback is the breakfast of champions. As leaders, we owe it to our people. We have to let them know where they're good at and where they can improve on. Any leader would really do it best if we provide constant feedback on performance to our people. Remember, leaders, we don't do performance giving, or rather feedback giving, once a year or twice a year. Give it as often as possible. Give them a pat on the back if they're doing good. Tell them things that they can improve on if they need to improve on things.
Right. And partner, we don't want to be caught by surprise. There are some who would actually just give feedback annually, and the staff would just, get surprised that this is your feedback about me. Why don't you? And of course, the staff will not tell it directly to the boss. But as a concerned leader, if you really have that heart for your people, you don't give feedback by surprise. You try to give it on a regular basis, or let's say you put a schedule, you set a schedule so that there's a constant monitoring or review system, so that people, your staff, would know what they need to improve on. All right.
True.
And then involvement, from the word itself, get people engaged. Just because you're the leader doesn't mean to say that you have to do most of the talking.
True.
It doesn't mean to say that when you're good, you always have to be the one to, let's say, present the department or your whatever you handle. Is it a division or a section or what have you? You have other talents within your team. Try to tap their talents. For all you know, they would also love to feel that you are, recognizing them, that you are trusting them. So make them feel that, and you can only get authentic involvement if you make people feel that you trust their abilities
Mhm.
without hesitation.
True. Now, next is, of course, give them independence. I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, fellow leaders, our staff members do not want somebody always breathing over their necks, give them independence, empower people, train them well, and give them independence to do and accomplish things by themselves. But of course, remember to always guide them. Guiding them doesn't mean always being there every step of the way, but give them some space, give them enough elbow room, let them learn, let them develop, let them prosper as a leader.
Mhm. And celebrations. No matter how small or big it is, you try to celebrate. Especially now that we are doing things online, we are not limited with face to face or in person kind of celebration. In fact, I've been hearing this from other organizations that they are doing celebrations online, and you know what they do? They're so creative. They even have similar background of
Mm.
their party. They have a theme sort of
Yeah.
for their Zoom party, and then they play games, etc. And this is something that you do not do only on let's say once a year. You can do this on a regular basis, even let's say every Friday after a meeting. You can have a TGIF over Zoom and celebrate with your tumbler, with water, and what have you. I have this friend wherein what they do is they have a mug uh, right with them, right in front of them, and then they raise it up and they say cheers after each meeting. That's how
Oh,
they do
wow.
it. They have a similar mug and they all together raise it up. So that's how they do it. It
Yes.
can be creative. All right, it doesn't limit anyone. And with these things that we just talk about, partner, definitely it doesn't have any cost at all. But these are surefire ways on how we can motivate our people better. All right.
And of course, next all is
Oh, we still have.
next is provide them flexibility.
Mm,
Give them, as I said earlier, give them more elbow room. Let them explore, so that they'll be learning more and more. Because by stretching them, by making them more flexible, they will explore. They will perform other things which you may not have imagined in your first place.
Actually, partner, this can also mean, job rotation. This can also mean if they are interested to be transferred, if they feel that they will grow in that other company, or that other
Departments.
departments or division, then give them the chance to grow.
Yes.
For all you know, they can perform even better. All right, and
Last but not the
increased
least.
responsibility. Um, Actually, partner, increased responsibility is good, especially for people who really aspire to learn more. Because by having that responsibility comes, of course, it allows people to grow in terms of their knowledge, in terms of their skills and capabilities. It allows them to become better, because for all you know, if you have an increased responsibility, that can also increase your chances to a promotion, let's say, or to a better opportunity, or probably a raise in the future. That's why for people who are willing to do so, just give them. And you can only find this out if you have constant conversation with your
Good luck.
team. Encourage big brother, big sister relationship, not only between you and the members of your team, but among the members of your team as well. All
Okay.
right. So actually, for some organizations, they
Mhm.
want to call it big brother or big sister kind of relationship.
Mhm.
However, there are some that they do not want to consider their office mates as part of their family, because according to them, it's gonna be impossible to treat them as a family member. But if they are not comfortable calling each other as a family member, you can have a civil kind of relationship with each and every one. But the important thing is we look at each other, in a respectful way,
Mhm.
and we treat each other as vital component of a team that can
Definitely.
make the team succeed or catapult into another level of success.
Mhm.
Or what I meant by success, partners, being able to achieve the organization as well as the departmental objective. Of course, before you lead to organization success, It has to be departmental success first.
Okay.
All right. So there's so much to talk about motivation, but we just gave you the brief overview about the 10 low cost ways of on how you can motivate your team
Mhm.
better. And before we end this, I'd like
Mhm.
to wrap it up by simply giving this beautiful quote from Anne Frank. She's a famous diarist, and she has this book
Mhm.
about about the time when during the World War in the 1940s.
Mhm.
According to her, whoever is happy will make others happy too. And this is similar to what Simon Sinek also said regarding happiness and how we can, affect others with what we feel inside. So according to Simon Sinek, he's a systems thinker. Happy employees ensure happy customers, and happy customers ensure happy shareholders in that order.
Very true.
Yes. So if you wanted to motivate your employees or to find out more on how you can lead them or motivate them better, please feel free to call us or contact us at Great Learnings and Beyond or GLB Management Consultancy Services. We have our website. It's www.greatlearningsandbeyond.com, and you can also email us at glb.consulting.glbaryon@gmail.com. Also, please feel free to like and follow us on Facebook. That's GLB Management Consultancy. Thank you for joining us. This is your HR leader, Giselle
And
Legaspi-Barrion.
this is Ryan Barrion, and we are
HR
HR
leaders
Leaders
worldwide.
Worldwide. Bye.